get me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll
Take it from the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Real talk.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening. Tonight is unlike any other because we have a special guest. Tonight we have LaToya Harris joining us. LaToya is from Harrisburg, our own city here, and she has written a book called Mental Notes. Good book. It's filled with poems. So once I realized that she wrote a book, I was like in awe. One, because that's something that I would love to accomplish one day, and she's done it. And it again has several different, perfect title, Mental Notes, several different poems that are inspired by herself, like her own life and other situations around her. So with that said, I would like for us all to welcome Toya, and I'm going to give her the floor so she can plug her book.
Okay. Well, I wrote this book, came out in October, and it had always been a dream of mine to write a poetry book. Because of my introverted nature, I hadn't been out to any poetry slams, so I started going to the poetry slams, and I met 2 women, and they helped me with the book. The book pretty much is uncut. There's absolutely no cut on it. It's really raw. It talks about addiction, prostitution, shooting dope, abuse, sisterhood, paying it forward, growing up, surrender and recovery. And the book was meant to help people who don't understand that there is another way of life and they're not unique. And there's other people that have been through the same thing, same kind of situations. So this was kind of like my liberation, and I'm real thankful to Madonna and to Denise for helping me out with this and giving me the information that I needed for this book. I'm just grateful. This book has helped a lot of people. I was able to give a sizable donation program that I went through for women that are coming home from prison, integrating back into the community, and I'm just real proud of this book.
I'm proud of you also.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you
Very
also.
proud.
I mean, it's not often that you hear people doing things or people talking about doing things, but when you actually see it in front of you, it's really a really special situation. And I've not had a chance to read it in its entirety, but I've read a good amount of it, and it's like I can relate to a lot of it personally, and like the way it's written is really well. And the other thing I like is not really any structure. Like it's just from one situation to another.
It's like one thought.
Exactly.
One thought to another.
Which is awesome because that ties back into mental notes. So I mean, we all we were talking about it, and I said we should all maybe choose something or a favorite poem. So that's what we did. We would like to just share with you guys one that maybe stuck out to us. So Tracy can go first with the one that stuck out.
This is the one that stuck out to me. Now, I just read the poem before we went live, and it was a little, seductive. So you definitely got the gist of it. So I need to know what your interpretation of that poem is.
What's the title of it?
The title, she just heard it. I don't know. It's Thank You, Dauphin County Prison? Is that the
Okay,
title?
can you read the piece that you were inquiring about?
My lips, my ass, my pretty dark skin, that part. They even try to copy my hair. Those are eyes of jealousy. Like, what was that poem about? Ebony interpreted it for me.
Well, okay, when I was in Dauphin County Prison, and at the end of all my poems, I think whatever it was that motivated me for writing the poem. When I went there, it was a real rough time in my life. I had done some very unsavory things, and it was my first time ever being in jail. I had never been in trouble before, and I really had to be socialized to that place because it was really the kind of place you make a decision not to go back to. But when I went there, they were separating African American women and men from Caucasian women and men in the cells, and it just really stuck out to me. When I'm different places, I always try to get little sublims, and that was no sublim to me. It was very clear that there was some integration going on. Is that the word, integration?
No, segregation.
And segregation going on there. So I asked, and they said that they don't put black and whites together, which really threw me through a loop because, I mean, it was in 2000. The women were getting their hair braided. They were using the language, you know, the African American swag language, and they were just, to me, acting like, you know, trying to be black. And I think it may be because when you're in there, you have to become a different person. So me growing up, Caucasian girls always got their hair pulled, thrown to the ground, you know. And the reality is that when I was a little girl, I always wanted to have long, luxurious hair. And I didn't realize until I got older that I was beautiful, you know. And a lot of Caucasian women want to have the braids, want to have the big lips, want to have the big butt. They get injections. So I just pretty much put that on paper. But at the end also, so people, you know, my target audience can understand that we're in the same boat. So I put at the end of my poem that we're in the same boat because I'm not prejudiced. It's just that it's the truth, you know, and I don't run from the truth. I'm living in reality today.
Well, also with the jail situation, the reason why they separated like that because there's a high threat of violence. The first thing you do when you're in a jail environment is you go against who you are not. The first thing is your culture. So it's so many situations where, like you said, the white girls get their hair pulled and all that was happening in jail, as well as you know, booty bandits and all that stuff like that. So they're the first one to get struck. So
I wasn't aware of that. That's brand new to me. I never. So this is no longer. This doesn't happen anymore. They stopped.
No, you can request that. Like you can, like if you cool with it, they'll let you do it. But a lot of times it goes across the board. You know what I mean? Because say for instance, if I am like a racist, you're forcing me to be with somebody that I eventually might be fighting. They even do that, and it goes against just racial. They used to ask you, "Are you from the hill uptown?" When the big situations with the hill south and all that happened, they used to ask, "Where part you from?" They do it with Crips and Blood, so it's not like just a racial thing. It's just a situational thing, and when you're incarcerated, they make it better for like the inmates as well as for like the staff.
Wow, well, that's different.
It is different. It's kind of unfortunate though because a lot of times, people that you don't think that you would necessarily mesh with. You put
That's
them
how you learn
together
about it.
and
Yeah,
you learn
yeah. I mean, it happens, but like when it happens, it happens. But you know, they don't want to take the gamble. Like they don't want you to sit there and say, "Well, Judge Chair just gave me this time, so I'm gonna go beat my white celly up."
Right, because
You know what I mean? Something like this. You're
very,
encouraging
very
got them on
angry
there.
about their lives,
Right,
you know.
right.
So people become victims very quickly in jail.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, does that shed any light? Was it?
It sheds light, but it's different poetic point of views, but it's still like it's good interpretation on both. It's her real interpretation, and yours was
Right,
right on point.
And I'm just gonna add one more thing. I think little black girls are not told that they're beautiful enough. About the ancestors and about how they used to treat my ancestors before I even was thought of. I'm not living in that era. I know I'm beautiful.
Right.
I know I'm beautiful. And
Well,
I was telling Tracy that.
They've always known black women was beautiful. That's why you have so much, Caucasian in our genes.
Right along.
Leave it to Sean.
Do you want to?
Yeah, I'll go next. The one that I chose, and honestly, it's not even really. It's not even a poem, but it's like with me being a poet myself. Like it didn't necessarily have to be a poem that was dedicated to anything or anyone, but words stand out to me. So it just simply said, "I love you, but I can't go back." Like that's so heavy to me because it doesn't have to be about, boyfriend, girlfriend. It doesn't have to be about that. It could be about a situation. I love to write poetry, but I can't go back because I have my own reasons. I love this job, but I can't go back. So that's very heavy to me. And I told you earlier we were conversing like. I looked through a lot of the poems. I read a lot of them, and a lot of them stand out. But these words, and they're bold in there like that. And that really stood out to me. Outside of it being bold, it was just it can have so many different meanings. So that's pretty much.
That's heavy. I'm gonna say that I love you.
Yeah.
Can't go back.
That's what stuck to me in the book. Throughout the book, you have different things like "To thine own self be true," "Love me, love me, love me, love me."
Oh, I love that one.
Don't
too.
judge me. That kind of, to me, it just was like, because when you read it, it's like, oh, you know, some of the poems, it's like, it's hard to read. I mean, because people actually go through this,
On a daily
and then
basis.
it's like, yeah, don't judge me because I've been through this, and that's like a
Exactly.
reminder, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
to people not to judge, because one little thing and you can be in that situation.
Exactly.
So yeah, I
Exactly.
really appreciate Damaged. I like Damaged. I can relate a little bit to that.
I appreciate the fact that you wrote this. I appreciate you wanting to come on and share it with everyone. If it's one that you would like to share, anything specific that you would like to share before we wrap it up, feel free. All right, well, we'll wrap it up there. Just let the people know how they can get your book, how they can go about getting the book. We'll also have Sean. He'll hook it up to where the contact information is displayed. But if it's anything specific about contact information that you would like to share, you can do that.
You can go to Know Thyself Bookstore on 3rd Street. I believe the address is 941 3rd Street. Kindle, Amazon.com. My email address is LaToyaHarris98 at yahoo.com. Or you can call me, 717-343-3414.
Show opens up.
All right. Well, thank you. And it's still the scene from when they were doing the fight and Naya and the dance scene and all that.
And the dancing on the table, jumping over the table.
And Evelyn.
So you're gonna see how I turncoat on her. This is how I turncoat on her, because at that moment I couldn't stand her.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what is she talking about? Oh my God, she shouldn't be talking about nobody like that.
Exactly.
Just because they don't have that money.
Like
I'm
she don't
thinking,
talk about
are you
everything
serious?
moving.
On the on the first reunion, you talked about Royce's white shoes.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yes, she
and
did.
then you had the nerve to talk about them kitten
The
heels.
kitten heels. Everybody and everything moving.
Yeah, you come at everything.
I mean, but she's to a point where she's
alive.
shaking. She's heated. I'm like,
No,
yo,
I'm talking about
it's something
she
deeper.
even in the heat of passion last week. She was like, "Your weave looks like Tammy's," and she was coming at Tammy's weave, because y'all seen Tammy's face his whole life. Yeah. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Evelyn is known to be that person. So for her to come on and go all hard on her like that, it was deeper.
Yeah, like
which
it was
which
so- she was so
soon
hurt.
after
Oh.
it revealed
Just
itself.
so mad at
because the
Jen.
first thing she said was, "What, you think you better because you hang with celebrity friends?" There it is.
Yeah, and that's
She's
what
mad.
Jen was like, what? So what is this about?
Yeah, like what does
Who
that
I hang with?
exactly?
Yeah, it's
And that's
channeling the
real.
hate. It's channeling the hate. Now they know where the hate's coming from.
Yeah, because I'm like, it had to be deeper than that. Like, it can't be. That's the pot calling the kettle black.
no,
There's
but
no
I
way.
think it's this. I think it's the fact that Jen is okay in her life without Evelyn.
Right, and
Exactly.
Evelyn
And now
thought that
Evelyn,
she needed her. I
you
agree.
gotta go pick Susie back up, and you about to get Royce back.
And
Yeah,
then
you know,
your little
she told
assistant-
Susie she wasn't fooling with her ever again. This now you got to start hanging with somebody
Yeah,
with a
Royce-
2-bedroom
Royce
apartment in
the
Harlem
4'9".
and the subway. You're pissed. You know what I mean? You don't have no friends.
I mean, yeah, clearly it's nothing wrong with the whole 2-bedroom in Harlem, because I wish that I could afford a 2-bedroom in Harlem. So we know
Yeah,
that
they're
that's
not
to be-
cheap. I mean,
Hell
by their
no, it's
standards,
not.
they
No.
might say
What I'm saying
it's not
is a
cheap.
2-bedroom
I know
in
what
Harlem
you're saying. It's not to
up
compare
against
to
getting a
right.
Maserati for your birthday.
But she got that
There's
for
no-
her birthday.
There's no comparison.
She got that for her, but she didn't buy it.
No, but she could have.
But let's make that clear. She didn't buy it.
Yeah, she could have.
I could get a Maserati for mine. Don't mean
No,
I got
but
the
you
cake.
heard what Ocho said when
I
he
mean,
said,
no.
she said, "Oh, I got money at the end on the next show." She's saying, "I got money." He said, "Oh yeah, that's why I'm keeping you around."
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what he said.
But
It's
she's
not that she don't
cash
have money,
okay?
but
she's
she ain't got
cash
more money than Jen. So what are we
Got that
talking
with her
about?
advancement.
But you can,
Yeah,
yo,
started with her
you can
advancement.
get like
She
an
knows
old, you
already.
can get an
Oh,
08 Maserati for the low right now, and it's looking like the Don't
I mean,
get it
let's get
twisted.
this. Let's
Now,
get
it was
this clear.
achievable.
The Maserati was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even gonna
You
hold
can
you
put
on
like
that.
10 racks down on that, and I know chicks get that on
Yeah,
their income
and
tax.
Ocho's
man.
nowhere near broke, and he's
On some
fly
real
as
talk.
a damn bird. Honey, that Ocho is something to talk about. We'll talk about that, but it's just the fact. Like, I don't like how Evelyn she just switches up. The problem is you're just mad because you thought Jen needed you. She don't.
Right.
Move on with your life, because clearly she's moving on. You know what I'm saying? Jen's not a fighter, as we all know.
What she say? Every time I see you, I'ma sting you. What did she
I'm a
say?
sting. Yeah, I just want.
They
And
told her you get ready to go to jail.
that's
fooling
what's about.
around.
Keisha told her she was
Yeah.
scared for.
And then Susie said, Keisha better shut up.
She said, "I'm not." She said, "Right now, you on my good side." She was like, "Well, most people in the world
Yeah,
want
Roy says
happiness."
corny. She sucked her thumb. She got that overbite.
So what about Tammy saying,
Yeah, she did.
where
so
I
weird.
come from,
Yeah.
if you get slapped, you just get
So did
slapped,
Susie,
and we don't
that's
call
right.
the
Okay.
cops and all that. And
Okay,
blah, blah,
Tammy.
blah.
First of all, why did she try to act like she had to stay out of the way, like it was Mayweather, the Mayweather fight? She's talking about, I just didn't want to get. No.
You wanted to swing for real, Tammy.
No, she wanted to see
you
Jen
wanted
get
hit
beat up.
me.
That's what she
Yeah,
wanted
because
to
she
see.
stepped back and what would you break? It was nothing. It was dancing. Like Tammy's phony. They're all just
So
phony.
corny, yes.
Then she's like, I got your earrings.
Call me.
Yeah, she. Yeah, they be trying to play Jen.
I'm
They
telling
really
you
do.
now, Jen,
they're all
please
jealous.
do
They're all
not go
jealous
on
of it.
that fucking vacation. I know that was
Oh,
already,
yeah.
Evelyn.
I know that was
Wait,
already recorded and
But she
everything.
went and got some
Damn, why hope you didn't go?
some self-defense
I was
lessons.
so mad at the self-defense classes. Why did
But
you?
that Kenya looked like she was ready to tear holes.
Yeah, she said,
Honey,
"Ooh,
Kenya's
look."
crazy.
Yeah, even just said that.
She went to her own world in that little boxing
Did
thing. She did.
It was like, oh, she can fight.
This
Yeah.
is the thing. Jen, you're not a fighter. Is cool because she's talking about her heels and she went to the damn to the thing to get self-defense class, looking like she was about to go into a party. Hair was swooped to the side. She was
Yeah.
bad for it.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you normally fight in hills, shouldn't you want to train?
she don't
Could
really
Beyonce.
fight in
Because she
heels.
won't be
get
having them
attacked
Jordans
in
on when
heels.
somebody
You
jump on
take
her.
them
not
heels off,
Beyonce.
and those heels become a weapon.
A weapon.
Yeah,
There you
she
go.
don't
But
get
like
beat
she
up in
said,
Jordans.
She don't fight. She
She
goes
beat up
the
in
right
heels.
way. She sues. So that's what she did. She said that she was going to sue her. Well, she did sue her.
Well, she said she can't hit someone that she ain't got.
Yeah, she
none.
said, I
And
can't
then
do
hold
it.
on, something else that she did. She called her a bum bitch. Yo, they were just
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah, well,
Evelyn
hey.
was in her bag. But okay,
She
how
went
about
hard
Evelyn
on them.
hating on the lip gloss and stuff? I'm
Yeah,
telling
she's
you.
Hating on
jealous.
it.
She's jealous.
First of
You only
all,
got
you-
4
She
colors.
said she only got 4
But you
colors.
bet you took her whole concept. You wasn't even thinking about it. And then you go and you
Yeah.
get this line of lip gloss and you saying,
Wow.
oh, I'm going to have more than 4 colors. And I'm, just like yours going to be that much better. But it was her whole idea that you stole. Give her the credit for that. Like,
Exactly.
Evelyn just needs to stop. I mean, and I hate to, bring in the good with the bad, but can we just talk about that
cat
damn everything?
Honey.
Oh yeah, see, this is where we jump right back on your swag, Evelyn.
Hell out of
Yeah,
the
we're
cat.
still
I
on your
mean,
team.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Oh, no, I've never been on
Babe,
Evelyn's team.
Uh-oh.
listen.
I tell
But,
you
yeah,
what.
she's bad.
When
She's
she
bad.
came out of that shop and that Bentley was waiting for her, she had on that dress.
That was
blue.
ignoramus. That's what you would call that. That's a brand new word. That was ignoramus right there. Yeah.
I couldn't even be mad at her for a couple minutes because this
Yeah.
happened.
That shit-
Like, I really don't think that she had that baby like the natural way. Clearly, it came out of something else,
That
another
big
body
face,
part.
baby. Her daughter's face is like,
Her daughter is beautiful.
but she still got a big round ass face that's transparent.
Ain't her daughter
Yeah.
grown?
Yeah, her daughter's in college.
Round.
Her daughter's in college.
Still
Her
got a
body,
big
I
face.
mean, but Evelyn, what is your workout plan? Like, I know you probably hate us anyway. If
That's
you ever see this show, you probably
crazy.
we just want to know your workout plan. God damn, I mean, she don't have a roll, nothing. This whore had on. Sorry, I just called her.
Well, they called you a
I
whore. That's
called
what we
you that
got.
one
We
time.
got that from
Let's
that
call
new
you a
shit. You
s'more.
know.
A s'more.
Or
Yeah. Shouts to Sean for that one.
What was it?
A s'more.
A s'more.
Nobody said something else too.
Sneeze.
A smeeze.
Oh, a smeeze.
Smeeze, s'more, whore.
But what she, I mean, the damn
You know you got
cat
it
suit,
going on.
honey, was so.
Cat suit was bad.
Was it
Oh, my
latex?
God.
It was.
I was saying to
so
myself,
close to the.
no, they said when they
It
said
was
you got to
condom
change, I said,
tight.
what the fuck
It
is
was a
that
magnum.
changing to?
It was a magnum. Like, it was
Wow.
condom tight. And I mean,
Shit
for real,
was
she's
cake.
so she's
Wow.
a bad girl.
Bad.
And I was talking about this with my girlfriend Merce that I hope to come on the show one day, and we were talking like she had to have some type of flaw. You know what I'm saying? She got to be a.
So what is it,
ignorant-
her personality?
It's her
When
personality.
she
Yeah.
boogies.
Because clearly everything else is so on point. I mean,
Because
she
when I
said
listen, when I say this, that bitch was even bad.
Make you
When
look at her
baby
different,
hugged
though.
her, did y'all see how when he hugged her?
oh, I saw.
Oh yeah, he was
baby.
so into that.
I mean, but who wouldn't?
Oh,
She's big.
what's the
Yeah.
other guy that was with baby?
Slim.
Oh
You know Slim.
That's his brother.
The
Baby.
the
That's his brother?
HNIC. Yeah, that's his
Yeah, that's
brother.
his
He
brother.
would be on top.
Yeah, they
That's the
both
one
was
he
looking
don't-
at her like,
Talking about, the pictures look nice. Yeah, the pictures look nice. I'm sure every Monday after the show goes up, I'm on a diet plan. I mean, it don't last, but maybe the rest of that night. But she makes me want to throw up everything I ate all day, and that is not telling anybody to stop eating and be anorexic. Clearly, I'm going to go eat after the show. It's what I do. But I'm
wear
just
cat
saying
suit
that
if you
she,
wanted to.
They never
honey,
I said it.
That's crazy.
and we're going. We haven't had a blank stare. We haven't had a blank stare moment in a long time, and it is surely the time for that. She didn't just say I come.
I said if you want to.
Sure, we're gonna need you to edit
Any one
that.
of us can wear.
We don't need to get nobody that
if you
visual.
want to.
Listen. I need to take a couple the strip pole class, all that before I even think about stop.
How about that Susie?
Oh, Susie
What did
just.
she say? No, what did she say? Oh, Susie, you're so flexible.
I need her. One
Then
foot
hopped
was at the other end of the
Then
stage.
hopped up on her lap like
she's
that,
like
and
8
Susie
feet
started
tall.
patting ass. I said, what the?
Oh, Susie got it in her. All she
Really
talks
good.
about is sex and stuff. So yeah, she has it in her.
Evelyn got it in her too.
Oh yeah, but she told Ocho, what if I
Yeah.
don't agree with the girl? What if I don't like her? So yeah, she does that. I mean,
Yeah,
but
they're bi.
this is what
I
she
know
does.
that now for just. Damn, I was just like, this is some bullshit.
But that dad going, the party was cute. I like the concept,
was a
how the
cute
friends. I
party.
mean, it was nice. You know, I hope they really get married. We shall see. I don't think so.
How many
I hope they
episodes
do.
is
I
left?
hope they do. I was on his.
I
I was
don't
actually
know.
on his Twitter today. I reset my password.
Tracy was on
I got like
Twitter.
7
What
followers.
is
I was
up?
like, what? Without a picture. I said, oh, wait till I put my picture on that bitch. I'm gonna have more.
Wait.
Yeah. I said, what?
You had 7 followers.
Tracy said
Seven-
she got
yeah, I got
7
seven.
followers. You
I,
know
only,
what?
I got
That is-
7 followers and I don't even.
Honey,
I don't even have a picture out there.
I mean,
Well, 2 of us could be Ebony.
Oh, I mean, whatever. Shit.
Well, you got a strong 5. You got a strong
No,
5.
Sean's not one. Sean's not.
Now you got to get your
no,
followers
but
up. I
I'm
can't
proud
follow
of the
you.
fact that you're even on your Twitter. I'm really
Is that
excited
hot?
about that. That's
Is
hot.
that hot?
I'm excited. I'm
I
excited
went through
about
all
it.
Ocho's pictures like that. So us no kids and all that. I was like, what?
Oh, he's Ocho. Is he fly? Honey, he is
I don't like the
fly.
way he dresses.
You don't like the way he.
No, he's kind of, he's like down south corny with his
Are
shit. Like,
you
he
mother
will wear a
Oh
pair
my
of,
God, this is where
he
we need
will
to
wear
just
a
stop.
pair of white shoes with a brown hoodie. Yeah, he's corny
He
as
is
hell.
nothing corny about it.
Not a
It's
shape,
not a
but
damn
he-
thing.
he does
no,
not have
I'm
the
talking
style.
a shape. I don't do shapes. I don't care about that shape. We're talking about that gear.
Yeah, his body is
I don't.
big.
Yeah,
Abs
that's
and all
right.
that don't do nothing for
Abs,
me. That's just where I'm at
the
with it.
tattoos. And he's a nice looking
like
African American
we-
guy. I mean, when you really look at him real good, yeah, he's nice.
I mean, he is a nice looking dude, but his gear is ridiculous. Did you see them Louboutin sneakers and the girl? You need to go through all his photos. But you know what?
I went through all
I
of
will
it.
say this though. I like different type of fashion.
Yeah,
So that's just it. You know, I like what's going on and white shoes, the brown hoodie. Watch everybody be doing it. He's cold.
Ain't nobody doing that shit. Just like ain't nobody doing that shit with Lil Wayne wearing them.
Cause he's Lil Wayne. We're not gonna get on that.
fluorescent
We're not gonna get on that.
Yeah,
again.
see the
nobody's
picture
doing
of
that.
What picture?
With Nas and Jay-Z?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Cause it must be.
You know he's a Queensbridge fan.
and I am too. But we're not gonna talk about Lil Wayne's gear, Ocho's gear. I'm just happy you're on Twitter, so we're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
So before we wrap it up, I just want to again thank everyone who's leaving comments and stuff on our YouTube. We got a lot of views last time. I mean, we were like in awe of how fast the views and stuff were going up. So that means people are watching, and I'm really thankful for that. Again, shouts to Toya for coming in and bringing her book. If you guys have any questions, any comments, again, let us know. We've even had some comments to where they want us to start talking about different shows and whatnot. So if you guys have any input on that, let us know. You know, other things you want us to touch on, because sooner or later, Basketball Wives is going to be ending and other things to be on. So any ideas, comments, questions, let us know. I guess that's it. So we'll see you next week.